everyone. This is Radul Live. Welcome to the show. And today we're going to boast about how powerful we are. Yes, joining me today is a team from the Kenya national team for karate. So allow me to introduce Joyce Juma, who's the vice captain of the national team, and Stephen with the PH, wesonga, who's the captain of the national team. Should we do that?
Yes.
Yes. First of all, explain what is this? What is Let me start with you, Joyce.
It's basically just paying respect before you start.
It's just respect. Eh?
Yes, just paying respect.
I did karate a long time ago when I was in high school. So I know kidogo, but you guys later on in the show you'll help me to refresh my mind.
Of course.
But let me start with you, Joyce, because you're the lady. How did you decide that you're going to get into karate and take it seriously?
Funny story, long story, but I'll try and keep it short. So my brother Eric Juma, he also does karate. He's the one who inspired me.
Eric is the 100-meter runner.
Oh no, there's another one.
There's another one.
The oldest,
You're
yes.
an athletic family.
It is an athletic family.
We have my brother Eric here. He was the, I think, 100-meter...
Tyson Juma.
Juma, 100 meters for... At the time was KU, but recently I saw him in the relay team.
Yes.
With Kina Omanyala. But that's another story. Today we're talking about you.
Thank you.
So you had a brother...
So I had my brother Eric Juma, who also still does karate. He's been in the national team for a long time. And I remember there's this one time. So my brother, when we were younger, he used to have like a very mean face. You know, he wasn't friendly. I actually think he never used to like people. He's changed now. So he came back from boarding school, high school, and we used to live in a plot, and we had an empty room. And I remember hearing, you know, sounds, those karate kiai sounds. I got interested. I went there and started peeping outside the window. And I remember seeing him kicking and punching, and I still remember vividly getting very interested. And he saw me. I was scared of my brother. Like I said, he used to be, he have a mean face.
But
he
wasn't mean.
He wasn't mean. It's just his face, you know. Just those people who sometimes, it's just how he was born. So he came and asked me, would you like to join? And I said, yes, I would like to join. He said, I hope you don't cry. I said, I won't cry. I'm not a crier. I won't cry. So I went in, and I remember doing this work. Basically, I was just copying what he was doing, and we did the workout. I finished the workout, and I really loved it. And he told me, since I'm going back to school, it was a midterm break, let me introduce you to my club. So he took me to Thika YMCA, and I remember going in there, and it was all men. And the floor was concrete, you know, mkorogo, no plaster, and it was very hard. It was hard, it was long, but I did it. It's not like these days where we train 2 hours something. There back then it used to be longer hours, you know, 4 hours training non-stop. It was painful, but I did it. I finished it. And there was this sensei, the coach. He was a really, really nice guy. May his soul rest in peace. He told me, msichana, endelea, keep coming.
You've got something.
Yes, you've got something. Yeah. You finished the workout. I can see the determination. So we went back home, and I remember we walked like 7 kilometers, went home, and I was sore, and my feet were painful. And we got home, and my dad, you know, I'm a daddy's girl, my dad, he was massaging me with hot water and robe, and I was crying, I was in pain, but I could see the happiness on his face. It was like a daddy proud moment. I was like, usijali, ni kidogo, utazoea tu. And that's how I started.
No
and
sympathy,
no sympathy. I've never stopped since then.
You've never looked back?
I've never looked back. See, until I got my son. I got pregnant with my child, and I took a break for like almost 4 years. But then I decided, you know what, I kept thinking about it. I kept dreaming about it, and I knew I was meant to do this. So I went back, and I'm still here.
You were meant to do it.
Yes.
Great things for the country, which we'll get to a bit later. Let me bring Wesonga into the conversation. Wesonga, how did you get into karate?
My story is also long, but somehow I'll make it shorter. I started in 2003, and one thing inspired me. I had my uncle who was somehow rough. You know,
he was rough.
This uncle,
this one was mean. Yours was rough.
He was rough. So one day he involved into wrangles with men around. So they mob-justed him, and he was battered and killed.
Oh no!
So that was a sad part of it. But through that, I came to learn that martial art is also good. It can help me to protect myself. So that was the thing that inspired me and gave me that energy and power to proceed. So after some times, we had a coach back in the village. It's called Msungu, Sensei Msungu, call him that name. So we started many people. We were 10 people first day. You know, those days it was hard.
Yes.
You know,
used to be
so
really
we were
tough.
15 people the first day. Second day, 5 people dropped. Third day, we remained 3 people. So now there is when our coach pulled the training down.
And it was so hard, guys were just dropping out, dropping out.
So by then training was somehow hard. So through that I kept on, keeping on. So I came to realize this martial art is what is in myself and it's what I love doing. So since that time, I'm still doing that. And
You've never looked back.
I've never looked back. It has helped me both from my workplace to nationally also, and physically part of self-defense. Karate has saved me in very many situations, I can say. Mostly the mugging thing, I survived at least 3.
You've had to fight off thugs, so to speak?
In fact, the last one I fought, there were 5 people. They wanted to take my phone. In fact, they took my phone, one of them, and then ran. So when I was looking for that guy, chasing the other person, the other 4 chased me, and they were shouting, "I'm the thief now." They use that trick.
Yeah, they do that.
But to their surprise,
other people come and mob justice.
So to their surprise, I was up to the task. So it was. So martial art saved me, and it's still saving me because I'm physically fit. I'm okay. I'm representing my country. I'm very proud of it, and I'll encourage people to do that, to do martial art.
To do it for your own self-defense. But then one thing I also know, having done karate many years ago, is that it's also about self-discipline and restraint.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
tell me about that.
So you see, for example, Carol, when you do martial arts, or any contact sports, to put it that way, you kind of, especially for females, I'll speak for females, I've never gotten in trouble, and I think this is mostly, well, I have once, but this is mostly because they can sense the energy. They can sense that you can defend yourself. The way you walk, the way you talk, the confidence you walk in the streets with, people can sense. So even when they want to mug you, they can't, they won't. It's a one advantage that I feel like people should do. It's especially females. Every female should know some few basic techniques to protect yourself, and it gives you confidence. You know, you're physically fit, you're mentally fit. We all should learn martial arts.
Martial arts.
Yes.
But then you don't pick a fight.
No, you don't.
Because you know you can.
True.
I think these are the reasons why God said, "Apana, Carol, you're not getting to black belts. I just go around picking fights."
Maybe because you didn't do it longer enough.
But it's a sport. It's a sport. It's an art.
Yes,
At what point in your career did you decide, I want to do this at national level? Because it's one thing wanting to protect yourself, but it's another thing saying, this is a sport that I can take on. I can compete in and go to the national level, and and represent my country at the international stage.
Right. You know, it becomes interesting when you start and you notice you're actually good. Then you start to build your confidence. You start to go to these tournaments, and then you realize actually you can do it, and you also realize you can actually earn from it, right? And that's the best bit actually. You can earn from it. You're very confident. So you realize this as you go by. It starts slowly. You know, you start with the discipline, building the confidence, and then you go to tournaments, and then from there they start selecting teams, and just like that, you're in the national team.
You must have had it a bit easy in quotes, because when I interview a lot of athletes, they're like, "Oh, but my parents were like, that's for playing. Get a serious job, get serious things to do." But you come from a family where your brother is a karateka, your other brother is a 100-meter runner.
Yes.
Your dad was massaging your ears and telling you, "Come on, continue."
Yes.
So family support was always there.
I got that fully, always. Funny thing, my dad, even up to date, he still have my very first article on the newspaper. This thing, I think this was Taifa Leo back then. This is like 18 years ago. I've done karate for almost 2 decades. And my family have always been very supportive. You know, my mom used to do handball and volleyball. My dad was a soccer player. You know, my brother Kevin was playing for Gor Mahia before he got, and then there's Eric, and my firstborn brother Evans was doing baque. So and Mildred was doing boxing. This was way before Congestina, you know.
Okay, who in your family is not an athlete? That's what I should be asking.
No one. So it's a sports family.
So that was a very good environment to develop in.
It was.
What about you, Wesonga? Did you have the family support?
For me, I struggled myself out of that because I'm the only sportsman in the family. Majority of guys there were just concentrated on their work.
Accountants.
They didn't see sports as something
serious.
Seriously. So for me, just that inspiration, as the way Joyce says, then you find the federations are organizing these events, so you participate in them, you find hope from what they are putting out. Maybe if you come to this tournament, we are selecting people to represent us on this. So with all those, you feel, I need to be part of those people who will represent this country, who will represent my country. So you find that energy. So in our family, we're just fighters, we wrestle.
You're mental fighters as well. Right?
Yeah, because...
What is the karate space like in Kenya in terms of, I know there's a federation, are there local tournaments? What are the activities that happen on a local stage before we go internationally?
Okay,
do you have regular tournaments?
Yes, we have. We previously.
We just did a Kenya Open, but we do have so many associations in Kenya, karate associations.
Yes.
And every month there will be a tournament. Every county will be holding a tournament. You know, Nairobi County will be holding its own tournaments under different associations. So we do have locals before we do the Kenya Open. So the Kenya Open is the national. So this is everyone from everywhere is invited.
How many ladies?
Who? You know what? Yes, actually, speaking of that, we used to be many. Unfortunately, not as many at the moment. Surprisingly, when we held the Power Girl, I think the Power Girl event, we had a big number. So this wasn't a tournament. This was it's just a group of ladies, and we organized a training. You know, we created a safe space for girls to come and talk, share their joys and sorrows. And a lot of women actually came, a lot of girls and women. We had like 120 participants.
Wow.
Girls.
Girls?
Right? Yes, girls and women, It was very, very interesting. So it means people still want to do it. Girls and women want to do it, right? But we still, we're still struggling with creating that momentum and safe space to assure them,
Because you did say that you got pregnant, so you had to give up the sport for about 4 years.
I did, because, motherhood is quite a job. It's like a full-time job, right? And before you gain your confidence to get nannies and let them, and most girls
and your body changes.
Your body changes, you don't get the time that you used to have. And a lot of women actually fall out after that. And this I would like to let them know that you shouldn't. You only need, you can come back. You only need 1 hour a day, or only 3 days a week, and you can still come back. You still have the muscle memory. If you're an athlete before, it won't be a struggle to come back. You may struggle a little bit, but you'll get back to it really quickly.
Don't be like Radula.
I'm bringing you back, by the way. That's we are doing that.
Okay, I want us to take a short break. As we go to break, I want you to teach me a move.
Okay.
Before we do, explain to us what a kata is, because I know in karate you have katas and then you have actual sparring.
Yes.
Kumite.
Kata and kumite.
So we have those two categories. We have kata, as you say, then we have kumite. So on kata, these are formation patterns that we put together to make a pattern. It can be the higher pattern or the lower pattern. I mean, the pattern with more of a lot of techniques in it. So you are not fighting anybody. You're just fighting with internal person.
You're doing the moves. It's almost like a dance.
Imagine someone, you're fighting someone inside it. So that is kata now. When it comes to kumite, this is now where you face your opponent, put on gloves, you fight. you fight, you exchange. You have a referee,
Get
then
points.
you get points.
That's kind of like wrestling in quotes.
Yes.
Yes,
pretty
kind
much.
Or the
Now the sport part of it now, in terms of fighting.
contact.
Yes,
Yes.
contact.
Contact.
Yes.
And when you go for international competition, is it, or for any competition?
Yes.
Are you being graded on katas, or you're being graded on kumite? Eh?
No,
Let's go.
for
What's the other one?
kumite.
Kumite, yes.
For an international event, what federation does and what is there in the World Karate Federation, they have two things. We have specific people who does kata. Then you have specific ones who does kumite.
Kumite.
So from your country, you are taken, specifically, you know, I'm going out there to represent my country to play kata. And that's your work. You are carried out here to go and represent your country to do kumite, to fight. And that's your work. So there is where you go.
As we go to break,
Yes.
let's do a kata. Never teach me a
Teach
kata.
Carol kata.
Never teach me a kata.
So, Karo, we're going to start like
Where's
this.
the camera? That side.
Okay, like this, musubidachi, then we rei,
Us.
os. Then you can open up your hands, kamae, get ready position. Then I think you'll do which kata?
A cheap and easy one.
The easy one.
Actually behind you though, so that you get your steps.
Yes.
There you go.
Now
Like that.
you from here, you turn this side.
Remember that thing you're
Yes,
doing like that?
you are doing like this,
Oh, wait.
like this, then front leg like this,
Just take me through the move. You stand in front of me.
in front of you,
Yeah, so I can see.
like this. So, one,
Step there. Yes.
one,
There you go.
yes, then this one here,
Oh yeah.
yes, then this here,
Protecting my.
protect your body.
Your ribs.
Then as you move from here, you attack, ta, ta. Kara, I can see you have the moves.
See?
Yes, just to brush.
Lots of muscle memory.
Then from here, you bring the front leg. Then this side. This one.
I did another
Yes,
move.
good.
Oh, you got it.
You got
You're
it.
doing
I
great.
think
by
I did
the
an
way.
extra
Then
move.
the last one. Now the last one, just the same as what you've done the other side. You move
Punch.
in, ta. Yes. You only need few lessons and you're back to it. Then from there, the last one now. Come forward like this. In.
Yes, like that. Yes, but lower. Just lower. No.
Lower.
You're doing it well. No, the punch, it's lower.
Okay,
It's like a
in.
block.
Now we go with
Go slowly,
two that
go slowly.
with 2K. Then from here, front. Just
Front.
that, yes. You're going to do that only.
Kara, you're good.
Then from there, come back. You want to repeat that?
See?
You see that?
Don't go
That was a
anywhere.
good
We'll be right back after the break.
Thank you.
As I train, I'm training during
Oh,
the
yes.
break. I'm coming back to do it properly. See you in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
So Power Girl is an initiative that we started, a few ladies from the national team. And basically the reason why we started it is to create a safe space for our girls in karate and to elevate them, and basically just to let them know that karate is beneficial for them. And what we do, we organize training sessions, maybe like once in 2 months, and we just come together. We share things, you know, the little that we have, sanitary pads, meals, water, whatever, and we just assure them that, you know, it's a tough sport, being that it's a male-dominated sport, but it's also very possible for females, right? And we want to let them know they don't have to go through the same difficulties that we went through. We are here to guide them. And also now we are going big. We want to organize the very first ever tournament, all-female tournament. It has never been done before, and we're planning to do this in May. you know, with the support of our Kenya Karate Federation, the Nairobi City Council. Yeah, so it's an all-female, and we want all powerful females that have given back to the community. How you can sign up is very easy, nothing complicated, as easy as saying, hey, I want to be there, and you'll be there. Asante.
So I know you've all been enjoying the Aviator game on betika.com or on the Betika app. Now, Betika's taking it a step further and giving away 40 motorbikes in 40 days to 40 winners. Every Monday to Friday, you stand a chance to win. Now, what you need to do is place a stake of 50 shillings or more on the Aviator game to reach the highest odds, or fly the Aviator plane for the longest duration. Now, whoever has the biggest odds at the end of each day is automatically the winner and automatically wins an nduthi. Yes, we have 14 ndudhis to give away in 40 days to 40 winners. Ndudhika na Aviator.
So be that right. Hey, Kodachi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yay!
Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to do that. Welcome back. This is Radul Live. We are live on location here at the Hub, where we are speaking to Stephen with a PH, Wesonga, the team captain of the Kenya National Karate Team, and Joyce Juma, she's the vice captain of the Kenya National Karate Team. That was not easy.
I know, right?
But I want bonga points.
But you're very good. You're a fast learner.
But I need to
that was a good one.
that memory is from decades ago. Decades ago.
Your Zanshin is okay. Zanshin is a shape, body shape.
I just need to remember to be straight here. I guess this is for balance, eh?
For balancing, and basically we attack our techniques with good form. That's what we call Zanshin, good form.
Because if you're like this
side,
then you expose here,
exposing your shoulder.
It's coming back slowly. It's coming back slowly.
You still have that.
All right. Before the break, of course, you introduced yourselves and how you got into karate and what the space is like. Now, I know you've both participated in international tournaments.
Yes.
I've been trying to get an interview with you for almost, I think, 8 months.
I'm sorry.
But you're always in competition, which is a good thing.
Yes,
which is a good thing.
It is.
Tell me some of the international events you've participated in and about the beach games you're doing the other day.
Okay, so I've done regionals, you know, these are zone 5. So these are basically African countries, and each zone has like 12 countries. I think one consists 12 countries. We do that every year, mostly during I think the month of May. Yes. So I've done those, a lot of them, like every year for the last, I would say, 14 years. I've done African championships. I've done all African games. I've won a medal. I've been an African championship. Yes, yes. So it's amazing. They're very competitive. They're very hard. And I've done quite a number of world championships, right? About that, unfortunately, we don't do as many international tournaments as we should. And this is one of the things I actually want to talk to you about. We need that. As an international athlete, for you to prosper, for you to grow, for you to become better, you know, to do as many international tournaments.
You need competition against world-class athletes.
Exactly. Otherwise, taking you to world championship every year and you only do that one, possibility of you winning is very...
It reminds me of the volleyball Malkia strikers.
Right.
That's why we're African champions, or we're number 2 to Cameroon. But then on the international stage, we crumble. And I know they kept saying, we never play those international teams. So we are as good as our competition.
Yes.
And how do you rate yourself in Africa, generally?
In Africa, at the moment...
Or how do you rate yourself and Kenyan women, then we'll come to men as a whole? Okay,
in Kenyan women as a whole, my weight category, I've won the championship.
The national,
even the previous one, I've been winning that. I've been lucky, but I train hard too.
You can't tell me.
I don't sound like I'm bragging, but yes.
Hey, I've been put in hard work.
Yes,
to do that.
I do.
So
I do.
You've earned the right.
I do, Carol. So yes, I would say in my position, in my category, I've been topping for quite a long time.
Nationally and in Africa?
In Africa, at the moment, I'm ranked if I'm not wrong, please don't quote me, I think I'm ranked 70 or 80 something in the world.
No, in the world.
In my weight category.
Which is your weight category?
Under 68, under 68 category. I need to go back and check that. You know, the more you don't do these competitions, the more your rank
position
drops.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
but at some point you were 68.
Yes.
So at least that's a fact.
Yes, it is a fact. Yeah. So,
well done. But well done. But clearly there's more that needs to be done for us to grow.
Definitely.
Tell me about the men's space and how we rate in Africa and the world. Then I'll ask what you think, what would be your ideal situation for you to grow as a karateka?
Thank you. On the same, the way she's saying, that's the only thing we lack as martial arts in Kenya. We are not exposed to these international events. You can, 1 year ends, maybe you've done one or you've not done any. So to maintain your ranking, it becomes so difficult in a way that when you forfeit these the international events, your rank goes down. So nationally, I'm also doing well. I'm playing under 75 kgs. Yes, and currently I'm the champion there, still holding it firmly.
Oh, you guys are trying to be so humble.
And then in Africa, I've done all African games. In Africa, I was ranked number 6. Yes, under that my weight category. Then in the world, because of those challenges we have, I'm number 250. Is it 260?
around there.
Around there.
I imagine the competition is harder for men as well.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for men, but we put in a lot.
What is the? Do we have who's our national team coach? Do we have a good set of coaches that are spread around the country?
Yes. Nationally, we have Sensei Bon.
Yes.
The senior
national
technical
coach. Yes.
Then we have the assistant.
Yes. Bonowiti. Yes.
Bonowiti.
Very, very good
Yes.
gentleman.
Then we have Sensei Kiari Gichini, the assistant. And then you also have the assistant also. I think Gendi.
Gendi,
Sensei
yes.
Gendi.
Sensei Gendi
And there are so many around there who
Are
come
the
in.
coaching programs spread around the country? As in, are we training athletes all over Kenya, or it's concentrated in Nairobi?
Like I said, we do hold those
regional tournaments,
county tournaments,
yes.
And we also have coaching courses that we do regionally. So that's how you get to be a coach. You have to do those courses.
And I think that's the best part of it, that our coaching commission and referee commission and stuff, and that alignment, they're trying to bring karate back to the counties. So they are holding those workshops at the regional level. So I think with time, we're going up.
What is a training day? Before I come into what you need, what is a typical training day for you? Do you have on and off season, or you're on season throughout the year? And what is the training like on and off season, if you have on and off season?
So for me, like for example, last year I thought we had like an off season, but I don't think we did, because it's only off season in the country, right? Because you have your calendar, which sometimes ends around the last one we did till November, December there, right? But then you would see other countries like international tournaments going on till like the 30th or 20th of December or something, and 2nd of January.
And you're participating in those.
And people are participating in those, yes. So there's no really off-season, there's maybe a less competitive tournament, In terms of training, I think also depends with your club, because we train into our clubs until we meet as a national team, or until we meet where they need to select a national team again. And that depends on how you're training. I don't know, Wesonga, how many hours?
How many hours do you train?
How many hours do I train?
What is Joyce Juma's typical day when it comes to training?
So for me, normally, as you know, I was a sprinter and I still love the track.
By
I love the track so much.
I saw you sprinting the other day on IG. I'm like, why is she not a 100-meter dash sprinter?
I used to, but at that time I was doing speed skating. I was doing karate.
You're doing speed skating
Yes,
as
I used
well.
to be a speed skater. I represent my country. Let me brag a little. But it just, but yes.
Girl,
So
maybe I should ask, what sport do you not do? Because that list is shorter.
Oh, now it's only one, to be honest. One that I can do internationally or nationally. And I had to choose karate, of course, because it had a big place in my heart.
Don't worry, there are kids over there, but
yeah.
we'll allow them to make their... I think our
worries.
mics are still picking us. So what is your training day like?
So my training day is like in the mornings, I would go to Karura, you know, and I would do like a 5K run, and then I would head straight to Kasarani, and I would go and join the sprinters there, and we would do our workout, which normally takes like 2 to 3 hours. It depends on what workout you're doing that specific day. And then after that, I would take a break until like 3 p.m. and I would go back to Kasarani or in my apartment gym, and I would do karate for 2 hours again. So that's my normal day, and I do this thrice or 4 times a week.
So almost 4 or 5 hours every day
Yes.
of training.
That I put in, yes.
Hey?
It's a lot, yeah.
Okay, there are kids coming here to play, so excuse that noise.
Yeah.
But I found the noise of children.
I know.
It's a beautiful sound.
It is.
When kids are playing and laughing, it's a beautiful sound. What's your training day like, Wesonga?
Mostly we train 5 times a day in my club level. So when
5 times a day?
5 times a day. But whenever we have an international event, I put on more energy, more work now. I wake up very early in the morning, I do 1 hour. That is from 5 to 6:15. That's my personal training. Then I go to the club, I train again with the club members for 3 hours. And then in the evening I also come at exactly 6 in the evening. I do another 1 hour.
And what are you doing in these training sessions? Is one gym, is one cardio? Are you practicing katas? Are you practicing kumite?
Kumite. So because I'm a kumite guy, I'm a fighting guy. I used to do both of them, but when I do international, I specialize
in
on
kumite.
Yeah. So I always have some program. Like I want to do legs today, kicks. I take 1 hour kicking and doing all sorts of things that pertains the kickings. And then when I come again in the evening, maybe I say I want to do hands. I want to do movements. I want to do the techniques when I have an opponent. You see, it's a buffet of things. I have to know how to judge my opponent, to learn how to judge my opponent, how to know when he wants to attack me. I want to know how to move out of him and how to come out of him. I need to know how to kick it properly.
So on top of all the skill, it's very mental.
It needs
such a mental sport.
So mental.
Yes, it's a mental sport that requires your time and your good mind. Because I have to look at you when you are standing here. I want to see, do you want to attack me?
Yeah.
Then I know what to do. Do you want to move? Then I know what to do. Do you want to stay there?
I'm looking at your leg. That leg.
I just overhaul.
Or maybe you're faking it.
I watched too many Jackie Chan movies.
No, like for us, we can say we are psychologically, you need to be good because I have to look at you, and from your eyes, from your muscle, I'll be able to know you want to move your leg, you want to move your hand, your leg, you want to go out, you want to come. So it's also something that needs your mind to be in it.
What would be an ideal situation for you for karate in Kenya so that it goes to the next level?
Can I answer that?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. So thank you for asking, Carol. For me, an ideal situation for us to prosper or even become better athletes internationally is to do as many training camps as possible. By training camps, I do not only mean locals. I mean international camps.
Who are the power countries in the world? Like I know for volleyball, they usually say Eastern Europe or Brazil or Cuba. For you, where would those camps be?
Eastern Europe is very good. You know, places like, you know, Turkey is very good. Kazakhstan, you know, the Stans countries, they're very, they're very good.
Doing well,
they're doing well. Japan is also very good. And you see, with karate, mostly, it's most of it is individual, right? We have team tournaments, but it's mostly individual. So you'll find, you know, each and every athlete from specific countries that are very, very good, right? So you wouldn't say generally this is the only country or that country. It could be each and every player from individuals from different countries, yes.
So So you need these camps.
You need these camps. You need these camps, and they hold them a lot. You know, you would have like in a year they have like 4 international training camps for elite athletes. You know, if you've participated in World Championship, you're considered elite. And it's very important for people to go to these camps, which we've never done, unfortunately. You know, and if we could have 2 of those in a year, and maybe 2 other international competitions in a year, then believe me, in 1 year or 2 years, we'll have a lot of World Championships from the country, yes.
But what does, because I know a lot of national teams are always like, the government needs to pay for this, the government needs to pay for this, but Kenya is one of the few countries where the government actually pays for a lot of international sport, where it should actually be the federation going out to look for corporate partners who are going to offset these costs.
Yes.
So does the federation have any corporate partners? Do you individually have any endorsements?
You know what? At the moment, we don't have any, unfortunately. But it's definitely something that we should look into, because you know, we may. I know the government is doing their job and they're trying, right? But I think also, as you've said, as ourselves.
I feel like saying not hard enough, but I'm there, so I can't say that. Hopefully, we'll change things.
Yes. So we really need their support. They're doing their best. I know, and I hope. But we also, as a federation, I think we need to do that, what you've just suggested.
I think the federation and individuals need to do a lot more marketing.
Right.
Because, like for me, if I'm a brand, instead of looking for a model to represent my drink or my food or my supplement, I'd rather come to you.
Right.
You know, I'd rather put you guys on billboards, you know, because as sports people, I don't have a company. But as sports people, you represent what we want people to know. You represent hard work, resilience, discipline, focus, you know, everything. So I would rather have a karateka representing my brand than a model who just has a pretty face. No offense to the pretty faces, but that's how sport is run across the world.
Yes.
These people get endorsements. But I realize we work backwards. Like Omanyala had to prove himself to begin to get partnerships.
Exactly.
Nobody feels like, let me get behind you. When you succeed, I'll be like, you know what? I helped.
Yes.
Not I'm on the other end waiting.
Yes.
For you to succeed, and then I ride on your success, not knowing what you've gone through. So things are a little bit upside down in this country. Hopefully we'll change things.
It is. And you know, it's so easy for athletes to succeed, especially when they have those sponsorships. Because most athletes, unfortunately, come from a very difficult background, right? So supporting themselves, getting those fares to get to Kasarani, you know, even having a meal, 1 meal in a day.
Buying this, paying gym fees.
It's so expensive, you know, right? So it kind of limits their performance. So when they get these things, it could be as easy as it could be as little as just the gi. You know, you get you give an athlete a karate gi. That only is a motivation and could really lift them up. So it's so little, because sometimes I feel like maybe the sponsors would feel like maybe it's a lot of money or something, but it could be as little as this belt. As little
offsetting
as
your cost.
Yes.
Okay, we need to wrap. This was supposed to be 30 minutes, but we've spoken for more, which is fine, because we wanted to understand. Both of you are black belts.
Yes.
Black belts is the ultimate. There's no better than black belts.
Well, even in black belts.
With those, in that black belt, we have stages.
All their categories.
Yes.
Very quickly, for those who don't understand, the difference between karate, taekwondo, which is the other one? Judo. Which is the other one? Judo. What's the difference? And summarize in like 30 seconds if you can.
I'll start with taekwondo. When it comes to taekwondo, mostly they specialize on kicks.
On the legs.
And small, when they apply hands, it's not that.
It's not as
effective as karate, yes.
Then when it comes to karate, we carry entire thing. You can kick, punch, put you down, attack from the ground. And sort of, it's a complete thing.
It's a complete.
And I also think taekwondo is from Korea. Karate is Japanese, judo is Japanese. Yeah, so we kind of karate and judo, we kind of use the same terms. You know, you can understand the rules.
Kung fu, what's the difference between karate and kung fu?
Kung fu is Chinese. Yeah, I don't know if we have
in terms of the skills, it's similar.
They differ. They're all martial arts, but the forms is what matters. How they do how they do their thing.
As we wrap, I need you to teach me at least a kick. At least a kick. something that has a kick. I used to have a very good kick. Nowadays,
Trust me, you still got
bone
it.
density.
It's still in there. Like you said, muscle memory. If you've done it before, it's there.
Okay.
Teacher Mawashigiri.
Okay, so when you're here, right? This is the normal fighting stance.
Yes.
Right. This is how we fight. So the back kick is called maigeri. If you're kicking in the tummy, this part, right? And this is how we do it. You kick and you snap and you back.
It's so
Kick,
Yeah,
snap.
front,
Yes.
yes.
So
okay, I need to balance.
yes, to get a balance, just step in front and then come back. You can just kick, step, and then come back.
Step
Yes. And come
and
back. And your guards are always high. Your guards are always
I
up,
feel I'm
right?
going to pay for this at
Yes.
least.
Oh yes, you're definitely paying me. So we go, maigeri. That's maigeri. Stop.
Forward and
Yes.
then back.
And back.
Wait, I try the other leg.
Yes.
I'm
Let's
feeling
try the other leg.
This other leg.
It's better. Okay. So we kick, we snap, and we step and back.
Okay.
1, 2, go.
Yeah. Hey.
Step and back.
And back.
Hey.
Kick, step.
Oh, step and back.
Yes, just for the balance.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So kick, step, and back. And you change your guards as you go. So when you step, right, you've stepped.
This
your
one
guards,
is in front.
Yes, so you're guarding yourself.
When you come back, this
That's
is in front.
Yes, exactly. So that's just maigeri. That's the
Maigeri.
tummy one. And
there's-
we can do the head one.
There's the other one I used to do something like this.
Mawashi. Yes,
Mawashigiri.
that's the mawashi
Something
geri.
like that.
That is mawashigeri. So
That's
we can
mawashi
do
geri.
mawashi
By the way,
geri.
it sounds familiar.
It does, right? So we do mawashi geri on the head to the top, the highest you can go. So 1, 2, 3. Step and back.
And back.
Same again. 1, 2, 3, go. Step.
Oh, step and back.
Yes, for the
Wait,
balance.
wait. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Step
Yes.
and
You
back.
try the other leg.
The other leg is not as strong.
Give it a try. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Step.
The other leg I can't even balance.
How's that? Okay, one last one.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Kick. Step. And
I'm back.
1, 2.
I've enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
If you see me on the street, don't mess with me, man. We've been speaking to team captain Stephen Wesonga and vice captain of the Kenya national team for karate, Joyce Juma. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion on karate. And when you guys have competitions, make sure you invite us so that I tell the
definitely.
fans, let's go and support them. And there are also training programs. You're telling me you have some training programs,
Yes, yes.
which I think tag me on them so that I can let people know where they can get training. And it doesn't hurt to get your young girls, as you said, your young kids into karate, just for the confidence and the ability to have self-defense. But remember, it's about discipline, not picking fights in schools. It's about discipline. It is a sport. But thanks for watching Radul Live. We've been here at the Hub. By the way, we owe the Hub a shout out. Thank you to the Hub. And we'll see you again next week on Radul Live. Bye-bye.
Okay, Ray.
Okay, oh.
Before you go, I need it. I want to do one. Just once more. I'm sorry.
Recording.
Oh no. Oh, that's true. That is very for me. And I,